are here to create. That's what we do. And if you finally really get that that's why you're here, why not choose something wonderful to create? You're going to create something anyway. It might as well be something of your choosing, because you've already created what you have right now. You've created what has happened up until now. You can choose something else if you like. And the more you are able to trust the process of life, and that life has your back, life works in your favor, that all of life conspires to give you what you want, the more you can move into trusting of that, the faster the thing you want can happen. Because things can happen in an instant. It doesn't follow linear time when things manifest. If you're working solely under human power, doing every step that's needed to get to a destination, that's when you're working in very long, drawn-out linear time, which is pretty arduous. You can do it differently, where time collapses, where it won't make any sense to the mind. That's why I always say when a dream comes true, a real dream, like a big dream, it always comes from out of the blue. It's unexpected. You could never plan for it to happen that way, because it's being done for you in the unseen nature of life. So you're not aware of the changes taking place, because that's not your job. The only thing you have to do is pay attention to where you allow your mind to focus. You come to workshops like this to keep yourself uplifted, to remind yourself of who you are and the power you have to create. You listen to uplifting motivational audios whenever possible. You read things that inspire you. You start to move away from things that you may watch on TV that lower your resistance to what's going on in the world. You do whatever you can to keep yourself in a more buoyant state, or at least neutral. And we reduce the amount of time that we allow ourselves to dip down. And yes, we are all going to have, life is a flow. We're going to have these ups and downs, and that's okay. And we continue to come up. We continue to rise. Okay, so life kind of goes more like this. Actually, it's a spiral, but okay. Notice your attitude, responses, and feelings. How do you walk in the world? This shows you the trajectory that you're on. So you improve these little by little, and you will create exponential improvement in your life. You're in charge. You can do this. You're here to do this. And every step you make on this journey that is a rise in frequency, every step, every improvement, slight improvement that you make, improves the lives of not only those in your circle, it actually changes the world. We have that much power that our improvement is felt globally. If you want to change the world, you've got to change what's going on inside first. It is the only way that it can work. As soon as we try to change something outside of ourselves, we reduce the frequency of the world. And I realize there are times we need to fix, let's say, what's going on when something has already happened, we're in dire straits, someone's drowning, whatever. Yes, that requires an instant response. And most of the time, it does not. Most of the time, it leans on what we're doing in our inner world to change the outer world. It's the fastest way, the most effective way. It's actually the only way to create positive, lasting change. It's up to us. It's up to all of us. And what's interesting is it only takes a very small number of people doing it to change it all. So just being the individual that, here I am, this little person, you feel so insignificant sometimes. We have the power to do this. Okay, it's your job. Okay. It's interesting. You know what I find helpful when I'm feeling the influence of something outside of myself, I tend to forget that it's not personal, it's not me. It's just what I'm feeling from somewhere else. And when I remind myself of that, it instantly changes. Everything feels more relaxed and easier. And then it's just going to pass through all on its own. You don't have to grab onto those yucky feelings. Oh, excellent, Wanda. She says, I also recognize the intensity is the outside world. Terrence says, life is easy, things are good. Good. Vencia, I feel clearer. Sandra says, Mercury is retrograde. That's always fun, isn't it? They say our biggest opportunities are there. So we can look at it differently. And just don't rely on your computer and your communication to be very clear during that time. All right, I know I bring this up on occasion, but it's worth repeating. What you expect, doesn't matter what it is, what you expect, you get. Because it's your anticipation of something that brings it about. So when I say anticipation, when you are thinking about what's going to happen when you go to your, I don't know, maybe you're going through divorce and you're going to your attorney and, there's this battle between you and whoever you're parting with. And whatever you expect as you walk in there, you are creating the pathway to what you expect. If you can hold a more uplifting thought, where you are not fighting, how do I stop this share? Here we go. Where you're not fighting against what's going on. Where you're not holding in mind this person as your enemy, you will have a much better outcome. When you have that idea that life is always moving you in a better direction, no matter what it looks like in this moment, you are being moved in a better direction to something that will make you happier, more fulfilled. When you know that, you move through life with ease and things work out in your favor. Because life is always moving us towards something better. Always. The problem is we tend to work against life, and we take life in a direction we may not want to go. Okay. So before this call, I moved away from the microphone. I had pulled 2 cards from my deck. And the first one was, the universe is listening and ready to fulfill your desires. Remember, every thought is a request. Okay? I love how these always go along with what I plan on talking about. So I did the memes and then I pulled the cards. But every thought is a request. And when we remember that, we really pay attention to what we allow to go through our minds. So Wanda wants to know, are those your personal cards for soul notes? Yeah, I think these I made, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and I think I've never sold them. So they were given as part of the program, I think when I was doing the Art of Manifestation or A Simple Path, must have been A Simple Path to a Miraculous Life. But I think they're on the website now. And for me, they're handy as an oracle. So, and then the next card. Expect that good things are always coming your way. Because you get what you expect, or whatever you expect, you get. Always.